May 19th, 2022. I'm watching, again, I didn't realize her name was May. I think that's how they pronounce it. Musk, Elon Musk's mom. She was on an interview this morning at CBS this morning, and she mentions something I had never heard of. She says this thing, CAA agent. I just had to look it up on my phone. I have never in all of my life heard any human mention that. At Merrill Lynch, I used to be called a CA, a client associate, totally different. I mean, that was after, whatever. But this CAA agency is out in LA. Its headquarters is at 2000 something or other, and it has something to do with Century. And I'm like, and it has something to do with the number, the 1975 number, which is a problem where I'm from at this point. So I'm just like, I've never even heard of this. It's a creative artists something or other, and they're these big influencers. Again, there's no talk at any stage of my life about whatever this is, who's involved in it, how they, like, nothing. But here's her mentioning its existence.
Oh, hello, cover girl. I know. I was just in the studio. Maye Musk, go you. Yeah. So listen, when they first even invited you to participate in the shoot, you didn't even...
In New York, there was, I don't even know if it exists anymore, something called the Ford Agency, like modeling agency. The girl from Peru told me that, but it was just an address to mail things away to. I think Lynn Lackner knew about it too, but whatever on that. But it was never anything like real. Didn't know anybody there. Didn't know any of the process. Wasn't really spoken about. I mean, like, there's no social aspect to this. Like, there was no invitation. There was no any of it.
You didn't even know you were going to be the cover. But when they first asked you to be on the shoot, did you think, great idea, I can't wait to do this?
Not at all. I said, why? And then it was my CAA agents. They said, they can't believe it. They're so excited that they want me. And then they said they'll fly me to Belize. And my daughter, Tosca, was with me, and she'd shot a movie in Belize. She said, you got to go, if only for Belize. So then I said, okay. then I went.
So, May, what is your beauty routine? And please don't tell me you drink a lot of water. Please don't say that. What is it?
I'm a dietitian, so I eat very well, and I drink when I'm thirsty.
Okay. That's it.
And I certainly don't carry water around with me all the time.
Did you feel self-conscious about your body? You know, this is the swimsuit issue. The pictures are great. Let me just show. Oh.
And there's a two-piece.
And you wear a two. Wait, I'm going to. I had marked it. Are you self-conscious about your body?
For it. It's there.
Oh, it's on screen.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't have to show it up. Were you self-conscious about your body?
Well, I've never been considered a swimsuit model. Nobody booked me for swimsuits. I've been modeling since I was 15. So that's a long time.
Yeah, look at the pictures, May. Yes.
And so then I thought, well, I went there, but then once I did the first swimsuit, and they all said, oh, great. And I'm saying, okay. So I said to them, please Photoshop me like crazy.
Yes, they didn't do that.
But you don't need Photoshop. I'm doing that right now.
Well, then you have good lighting here too.
How did your kids respond when they saw you on the cover?
They said congrats. They thought it was amazing.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of you, it's, you mentioned
Tosca
your daughter.
says,
Tosca describes you as unstoppable.
Yeah.
Just when you think she's getting older and you says, no, not yet. Yeah. She says you're unstoppable.
Yeah.
Do you feel unstoppable?
I'm unstoppable. I mean, I'm just getting started.
And you said at 74, this is the happiest you've ever been. What is the key to happiness?
That you don't mix with nasty people anymore. You don't tolerate that.
I like that.
You can say no to things. You know, before that, you're just very polite and you do things you don't want to do. And I just live alone with my dog. The dog makes me very happy. And then I fly around so much. And I'm
You're enjoying
in
life.
demand. I mean...
You're in demand.
Yeah.
Speaking of nasty people and things in demand, there's a social media platform that exists. It's called Twitter.
Oh, yeah, I heard
Some people think there's some nastiness. And
Yes.
sometimes goes.
Somebody recently put a bid to buy
It's also
Twitter,
in
right?
demand, and there's a guy named Elon Musk, your son, who's trying to buy the thing. I'm curious. Do you ever give him business advice? These conversations come up?
Yes, I did tell him, don't do a car company, electric car company, and a rocket company.
You
and,
did?
Yeah, and a solar company. I said, just choose one. You've been working too hard at PayPal, so now you need to just choose one. And so obviously he doesn't listen to me.
Now, May, I work in TV. I played in the NFL for 11 years. Oftentimes, my mom will call me and she'll say, "Son, what did you just say? You shouldn't have said
And
that.
why did you do
and
that?"
why did you do that? Have you ever called Elon and said, I saw what you wrote on Twitter, or I heard what you said, dial it back"?
No.
No?
No.
You allow him to choose his
And
words.
you know,
Say what he wants.
You have to be responsible for whatever you say. And yesterday I was tweeting out all the bots that have 7 followers but 1,000 likes, and they are all malicious comments.
Yeah.
So, but these people don't have any followers. How do they get 1,000 people liking
course.
their malicious statements and then retweeting it 400 times?
Yeah.
So, yeah, you...
And retweeting it with saying
like an attack.
more malicious things.
Yeah.
No, there's something organized that's going on that way. You can't just make that up.
You're active on Twitter.
Yes,
Are
yes,
there
yes.
other changes you hope your son brings to the platform?
I actually haven't given much thought, other than yesterday I was angry.
No, but you were...
Hashtag angry mom.
Nothing wrong with that.
Angry. No, nothing wrong with that at all.
Yeah.
You were fiercely protective of him. He recently tweeted, "If something happens to me and I die of unforeseen circumstances," which I thought was very troubling when I read it. What do you think? Are you worried about his safety? What do you think
Yes.
when he tweets things like that?
Well, when I see all the malicious comments on Twitter, then I really do worry about him, yes. I mean, a mother always worries about her children. I've got 3, but he's the one I'm worried about, yeah.
Elon is a very polarizing figure, and people are interested in him.
Yes.
But I'm curious about what he was like when he was younger.
Me too.
When you saw
It's
him,
in my
you looked in his
book.
eyes.
It's-
I know, but we got.
I left some copies here for you.
Well, thank you for that.
Yes.
But what was it like when you looked in his eyes when he was a child or a teenager? Did you see this man who was eventually going to have such an impact on the world?
Well, at 3, I said, you've got to go to... I took him to nursery school because I already had 2 other little babies. And I said... And they said, but it's a bit young to send him to nursery school. And I said, but he's a genius. And they rolled their eyes.
Every
And they
parent
said-
says that.
You thought he was a genius at 3? Why? Why did you think that?
He would converse with me and make sense. And he was so observant of things.
Wow.
And very curious. And, so I was right.
Yeah. Do you have a nickname for him? Do you have a pet name for him? I'm curious.
We used to call him Genius Boy.
Wow.
Genius Boy.
Well, when it comes to geniuses, I hear that they have tremendous strengths, but they're also
It's
something.
like after it spills the milk on the counter.
Yeah.
Okay, genius.
Okay, genius.
Get a
Get it
paper
together.
towel.
Are there any weaknesses? And I don't want to say weaknesses. It's a weird word to use, but when you look at geniuses, oftentimes there's things that they have hang-ups about. Is there anything
Well,
that...
you know, when you have a genius, they could be in the basement doing genius things and never apply it. And fortunately, Elon also has a business brain, and he realizes that what he wants to do, he needs to apply it, and he has to go through a lot of hardships to fight the fossil fuel industry. And
I actually think he's brilliant and just always thinking outside the box. It'll be
Yes.
And he's a doer. He doesn't just have an idea, he wants to execute his ideas.
Yeah.
But I want to end with you because I'm so in awe of this cover.
It is
I'm so proud.
really
I think
gorgeous.
I want to be you when I grow up, Maye Musk. But this cover is a symbol of beauty for so many people when we look at it. When do you feel you're most beautiful?
well, first of all, with this cover, I want women to be able to walk on the beach in a swimsuit and not be embarrassed about their bodies.
Yeah.
Because we are like that, and men will walk out and they would be obese, and then they have the kind
And
of
they're wearing a
swimsuit,
Speedo.
a Speedo, and then they arrogant and confident. I'm saying, You know, and we don't insult them, but man, when we walk down the beach, we get comments.
Yeah.
So we just got to get.
Those are weak men, by the way.
Thank you.
We-
I agree with you.
I agree with you 100%.
Yes.
All right, bravo, and thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You
very
can
much.
see more at swimsuit.com. The issue is on newsstands.
It's star 1978, star 8378, Nicole Cattaruzza. It's Earth, Solar System, Milky Way, Universe, Galaxy is broken. It's Bayside Station, Bayside, New York, 11361. Again, that CAA thing, I know, like, for people who in this television industry, like, they couldn't imagine not knowing such things, but they have such an expansive network. And for me, even going through the New York City school system that I did, or Long Island and the city, it was a dynamic experience, but so different. And I'm not quite sure why. Like, I mean, like, again, it's like being withheld from simple information that could have changed a life forever. And I don't know why it was played out this way. I don't know why people pursued like this nothingness for like keeping me away from places I needed to be. It's star 1978, star 8378.